comfortable picking the Jax with just the Morgana when there's the absence of a Karma, and definitely not into a draft that can easily crowd control the Jax. So this Fiora makes perfect sense. I think NGX came into this very well prepared. This is a standard NGX draft. Maybe the only over
series.
And I think CES has a draft that can easily, like you said, mirror the movements of their solo laners, right? You have a Camille into a Fiora, no problem doing so. You have a Zed into a Yone, and I like to say that the Zed is so much better in that side lane compared to the Yone. So CES are beating Team Flash in the challenge group stage, beating RRQ in the upper bracket finals, and now facing the second seed from the Philippines. In fact, both these teams are considered the second seeds, the lower priority of their region. And now one of them will be crowned king by the end of this evening. It is a crazy storyline if you think about it.
And I've always been waiting for moments like this. Oh, we're already getting initiations on the Demon Kite.
It's so hard to deal with these kind of initial pokes. I think that normally you would go for the hail of arrows at level 1 on this Varus, but this level 1 piercing arrow is providing so much pressure onto Demon Kite.
That's right, and I think Magaxi would still have a really strong
fake seal. This could be a solo kill with a bit of help from Demon Kite. Aaron incredibly happy with that downtown arrangement.
Just a little bit untimely. Another one will hit towards Genza.
It's such a simple setup. With Aaron, that's a killing spree. And you do not expect a Yone to be into a Dragon Rage. This is not it. You have easy skills to land. And look at Aaron, he's gonna solo kill BMM. And in the span of 2 minutes, Aaron has gone from Morgana. It feels like it's telegraphed from the get-go. A point-blank arrow into just all the skills in the world, and Joshi lands the biting onto Genza. Genza just wanted to help, but you get a fadeaway from this Morgana, and Meliodas, he gets baited into a Joshi that he cannot kill, and the Grand Challenge goes off. This game has already fallen into complete chaos for CES.
And there's just absolutely no hole of a control where Nick Magaxi, those solo kills happen across the map, and there's an attempt coming from BMM.
And he's immediately forced away. And look at Chammy and Aaron, they're diving past the tier 1 turret. That charge sent out net worth advantage, but that is about to increase because Chammy, again, he's a guy that he will fight everyone. The arrow is coming. Chammy, again, giving Y1 the false sense of security. And what can Dugby do? He watches his Baron laner die.
Even if he does have this Varus won't be able to offer enough damage, and they're chasing onto Meliodas.
Joshi just no hesitation with the flash, Soul Shackle. They want to lock Meliodas down, and Chammy, he wants to proc that Grand Challenge, doesn't get it. Snip at the last second. The Grand Challenge also expires. NGX overstepping a bit. Chain of Corruption used onto draw. CES not able to follow up, but they will settle for that Chammy kill.
Big Boss Aaron is here though. They should be able to find a little bit more of an opening. BMM moves into the middle of the pit.
And Aaron just dashes in with the Mortal Steel, gets the knockout, goes right back with the Soul Unbound, immediately decimates BMM. And Aaron, he is still pretty much healthy, flashes over the wall, 3-man knockup! And this is why this man, Aaron, is the MVP of the previous series. You got to believe it, the ultimate is back up, he gets the scissors in his face, but his blade is strong! Finally falls, but not without a triple kill and an ace for NGX.
My goodness, if it's going to be any sooner, it could have also been a pentakill for Aaron himself. But NGX, they look like they were basically losing out that team fight.
Arrow gank. But that window is going to get smaller and smaller as the game progresses. I mean, BMM gets gone on, but CS was able to respond.
Yeah, we saw a lot of time being bought by BMM is Nick Magaxi spend a little too much time cutting into the turret range, landing their hands on Demon Kite that seemingly become invincible. Arrow misses, but they're still proning about them.
The needlework is doing so much. Across the piercing arrow, the blight procs, they do shred through tanks, so draw needs to respect. If the arrow somehow misses, NGX cannot proceed. Not when CS still has the spells, but they will try to get some revenge onto Genza, and Aaron just giving Genza no space at all, straight towards the backline for the kill, and the death charge is just way too late.
And it's objective coming up when we see a 1v1 through the middle of all.
What an arrow from Demon Kite. It's perfectly telegraphed. Now 4 versus 4, and NGX again arriving at the scene. Dugby using his body as a shield. Joshi will just soul shackle and walk right into the pit to try and get the dragon, and it's going to be drawn and steals it with the Spirit Fire. Aaron still stays alive. Meliodas goes down, and the damage output from CES has been severely reduced. Joshi will be the casualty, but the arrow gets sent up by Demon Kai. Dugby will use his body to buy space for and time for the rest of his team, but it doesn't seem to be the case because Chammy shows up with nowhere.
And they already got what they wanted. Here comes another arrow.
BMM has no shadow. Easy kill for NGX. Rinse and repeat. Just another day in the office for the team. And Y1 can't really stand up to this punishment. NGX triple dragons in the arsenal.
This time, the goal disparity is being built up. 6,000. Hexa ultimatum.
They won Aaron, but it is not a sound idea, Y1. Meliodas maybe can make a difference, but the dredge line misses, and Aaron, he is not afraid to go in for these fights. He has that lifesteal and sustain.
Do everything he can. He could only delay the Baron ever so slightly, but Ningguang Galaxy is on the charge.
And they are going to turn right onto Dugby. They have so much resources to juggle these objectives left, right, and center. Probably the worst game for BMM so far. 2 and 8, and Genza. Why? I mean, he stayed around.
And they lost everything in the mid lane. And only 2 members of Cerberus Esports could be able to hold on for now. BMM is coming through.
One last arrow onto Y1 and NGX. Eyes on the prize. BMM is no longer a threat. Meliodas, not as well. NGX with a strong opening statement in this game number 1. A grand finals worthy of the Kingslayers. But my God, NGX showed up strong.
And they're looking to go unstoppable throughout the course of the series. They've beaten RQ 3-0. And they will carry forward to secure the first victory here in the best of 7. But the road is far from over. This is just their first step towards victory.
And you can see that CES completely lost. Completely lost after that game number 1. And it's kind of a product of NGX's macro, right? It felt like when they got the draft going, they never slowed down. And CES, they would
Now that they only have to worry about that Fiora. But can Aaron pop off just like how he did back in game 1, where you still have Joshi to offer huge bursts of damage that could overwhelm members of CES?
And this is shaping up to... In fact, I feel like today has gone by so much faster.
Yeah, and of course, behind every successful team, like you said, is backed by a great management behind them. And Cerberus Esports have been in the scene of esports for longs of time. Ningguang Galaxy make quite the splash of a debut. And this was only their very first year in Rift Esports that we've been talking about. And they're already up here challenging the very best of it all. Ningguang Galaxy did have the opening game in this best of 7. Now let's see if Cerberus Esports bites back. The Hounds of Hell looking to secure a huge, successful victory.
In 3 days, it would be the 4th month of this roster coming together for NGX. So
Fourth month.
It will be the 4th month, yes.
Take me 4 months and I still couldn't get to Challenger. Oh.
And it's already first blood. It's a trade. Once more for both teams, I believe the first blood goes over to Genza. So he's going to come back with the Oblivion Orb, but BMM getting skill check again! How are you?
This before.
Yes.
A draw. He's soaking a lot of damage, but here comes Joshi.
They have backup. The root onto Dugby. Pretty durable, still has the flash. Forced to use it. CES wants to re-engage, but Dugby doesn't land the dredge line.
It's just about good enough, as Cerberus Esports will be able to halt them all back. Meanwhile, we really want to take a look at the exchanges being set by Cerberus Esports. They're hoping to get some answers here.
How are they going to do this though? Dugby has already missed the dredge line. Meliodas is nowhere near, so it's easy for Joshi to secure that Harrow, forcing a flash out of Dugby, who gets rooted. Both teams straight objective, but the Dawning Shadow will make sure that Joshi stays alive, and he gets the reset on the wings as well. Genza should be chased down by Chammy, but actually they let Demon Kai have the kill, just a max range last embrace. And the staff of NGX can feel it in their bones. 5 minutes and 40 seconds in, NGX looking to break that tier 1 and even dive beyond it.
What?
And exhaust onto Y1. They juggle the turret aggro and all of them get out. Nothing can be done from CES's side.
They're just playing at a very of an issue for Chami to deal with. WRE now walking for it as he's trying to stop the dive.
And this dive is going to be successful because WRE has the Serpent Fence debuff, so we can see that the Gargoyle and the Titan's Wrath is not doing much for him.
Particularly want him to use the ultimatum on, because getting onto Aaron is not really the best case scenario.
And Joshi, he is so patient. Y1 thought he got a 1v1, but against NGX that
Ward spots them out.
Aaron almost gets the knockout, but that is going to bait out the death bar from BMM. Preemptively used. That's one ultimate down for CES. NGX now walks right into the Rift Herald pit. Y1 into the backline onto Joshi. Wanted to lock him down, but Joshi will secure the objective nonetheless. And all the damage piles in from NGX. Aaron is doing all the work for the team. Kenza forced out of the fight. Meliodas wants Aaron dead, snips in into smithereens, and it's double kill for Meliodas. This Gwen finally gets the pop off, and Y1 also grabs 2. NGX has made a wraparound and opened the base. Blink of an eye, CES, they want to force a fight. Meliodas, he is very far from home. The face steal doesn't connect thanks to the hollow miss, but the Darting Shadow will.
Joshi?
And Joshi's gonna go golden. Can he get out though? They've already lost Chami. BMM doing a fantastic job of stopping that, and now Draw is gonna be the third victim. The root will only buy a bit of time, but the inevitable will still be there. Draw going down, and Aaron and Demon Kai will not be able to do this. WRE over the wall, gets the dredge line. Aaron in danger. Can CES at least get an ace? It seems like that would be the case. Meliodas is on the killing spree, and Y1 goes over the wall. The hookshot is dead. Binding max range from Genza, and CES have been awoken. NGX loses 4.
They claw their ways back into the game, and the team fight potential that they've been eyeing out for, and there's also a wave to attend to. How much can Chami do? Now just she's back alive. They have to clear the wave.
And they should be able to do so. Just get the wave out of the way. Gonna be Zhonya's used as well. As BMM, he did use the death mark, but Joshi ends up going down. CES, they want the turret, they will get it. Grand Challenge pop. Darting Shadow, just a millisecond too late. Chami would have been able to do so much more, but CES tie up the game state.
And you see that NGX is the master. Now on to the Baron.
Aaron gets dragged back, and he brings Y1 with him. A bad spot for Y1 to be in, but NGX, they have no damage to finish on Y1. The CES now, they are going to turn around, draw again, trying to buy a lot of time. The face steal and the bind, so darn good from NGX, but they have no damage. They need a bit more. Aaron has already gone down, but Chami is there. Double for Chami. He's going on the chase. Genza down low. Chami with the lunge, the riposte to block the binding, and Chami is the hero for the team. NGX, another team effort to try and bring down CES, but Demon Kai is no match for Meliodas. It's Joshi left alive. Meliodas is the healthy one. NGX stopped.
We do at least survive through the onslaught of the damage coming in from Meliodas. Y1.
Can they get Y1 though? Force out the flash. Joshi on the chase. Have the meter enchant though. The Darting Shadow is going to be there. CES running down the middle lane. They need Y1 dead as soon as possible. And they do 50 seconds on the clock. But NGX, they have something to deal with back home, and it is going to be the push. It's going to be a 4 versus 4 affair.
Rift Esports now scanning through the jungle. Still challenging Mr. Galaxy to come really close. That 1v1 doesn't look all too good for Y1.
Another dive in the jungle. CES turns it around, looking for a couple of kills. Meliodas straight onto the members of NGX. WRE pulling them back. Meliodas dropping low, tries to go for the shadow, but goes into stasis before the Darting Shadow connects onto him. Joshi is still alive, leaps away into safety. Aaron tries to look for Genza, doesn't find it. Dropping low, Genza kills him off with the shadow shurikens at the very end. And Meliodas, he will survive. CES tying up the series in this grand finals in a very, very scrappy fashion. And even though Chami won that 1 versus 1, and he now has the full wrap of CES to handle, and CES, they want no part of this. It's all about the Nexus turrets. Meliodas tanking up some of those shots. They juggled it back and forth, and CES will tie up this best of 7 1-1.
A great win coming out of the Vietnamese representative here in the grand finals. And we'll be getting ourselves more games into this best of 7 as Meliodas comes up with a huge performance on this Gwen. And they have stuck through the roots of this draft. Only needing Genza to switch over to that Morgana to be able to give them this Jax that's always going to be chasing after players like Demon Cut as well as Chami. And it allows a little bit more of a breathing room for them to get some zoning done when they try to go in for objective siege. Enigma Galaxy completed their draft. But to find those early pickings here,
definitely going to be set the tone for NGX to a certain extent, because we are seeing that mage dragon laner for Demon Kite, right? The Ziggs, which has had a very good win rate thus far, very good showing regardless of who uses it. I mean, Genza did play one game in the upper bracket and he absolutely demolished RRQ with that pick. So this game number 3 kind of give us a better idea of where these teams want to head towards in terms of the draft for the series. We're going to head right in. Game number 3, kind of a tiebreaker, the first one in this best of 7 between NGX and CES.
Rift Esports clinching the win just moments ago. And now a minimum of, at the very least, another 3 games to play out. The series have been put into a draw. It's going to be a little bit more of a advancement coming in from draw. There's not been able to land the taunt over onto
tailing him. It's following him very closely behind. Chami now gone on. Y1 does have the counter strike, flashes onto him. Chami just dodges that with his Soul Unbound. And that's the flash out of Y1. Now NGX can go for the collapse. Y1, can he find a way out? Right into a taunt. And it's a perfectly orchestrated kill.
Now let's look at this replay once more, what we've just missed out on.
Yeah, just an ignite that finish off draw. With the typical tussle in the bottom lane. And of course Y1 baited in. The binding misses, but there's a taunt and an easy knockup. Chami receives assistance once more, and this time Drox Genza comes back. He will have the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and it's going to be a Shadow Flash right onto Joshi. Heroic Enter is going to help him exhaust, also mitigating some of that damage from the Zed. As Draw now gets the taunt off, as Meliodas goes right in, but still finishes off Joshi. A double kill for this Lee Sin.
He's got no mana.
Demon Kai doesn't have much to work with, but Chami just comes right in. The big hero, forcing a flash right into the arrow. Genza predicts this perfectly. And BMM now gets the kill. Genza flashes forward, forcing Demon Kai to use his own flash. And CES to blood, sweat, and tears. Very
premium, proper defense coming out of Super Esports. Middle of the eye, this going really deep into the jungle.
Almost clipped by the taunt. Death Mark you as well. Chami with the ultimate doesn't connect with Meliodas, and both CES players are just playing ring around the rosy. But they will end up losing Meliodas, and Chami finds himself in danger. I don't think W has the damage though. He does have the Spirit Fire nuke. Ignites onto Chami, forcing the barrier out. Chami escapes with literally 1 HP.
Oh, that was so dangerous. Just with the presence of this Nasus and the Spirit Fire, that was pretty much good enough. We did see a pick onto Y1 though.
Arrow used in the mid lane, but there is a Black Shield again. As Joshi is so fast on the Black Shield finger. Aaron turns it around.
She's gonna recommit.
Get a bit of a poke, and of course flashes in from the draw, and they get a taunt on the 2 members. Tier 1 mid goes down, Face Seal connects onto one, Chami forcing all the flashes out. Stugby will also walk away with his life. And GX, they've gotten what they come for.
No casualties, but there is going to be a turret here to be expended by Enigma Galaxy just to get their hands onto this Ocean Drake. Meliodas is still not going to be in range, so Galaxy should be able to get this.
Meliodas shows up, and once Chami instantly safeguards into a kick, Chami will try to buy some space with the Soul Unbound. Left, right, and center, the footsie from Chami, so well done. And they will punish Meliodas for being a bit too aggressive.
Arrow does land.
Just
not enough damage to actually get much done here.
Aaron flashes into a stun. Gets the key burst. Heroic Enter is going to follow through. Aaron goes golden. Genza knocked up, clipped by the edge of that ultimate, and goes down. The relentless pursuit of Enigma Galaxy is just a bit too overwhelming. Meanwhile, on the side screen down there, Chami, another solo kill into BMM.
They're going for it.
And NGX letting CS taste a bit of that poison that they delivered in Game 2, an administration that NGX will gladly give to CES. Meliodas, can he get something done? The golden trophy is waiting to be claimed, but none of them wants to go down. A binding on Meliodas, he will get away. But Aaron, he's jostling for that position. He's tempting Meliodas to get a bit greedy. NGX, they're gonna get this turret.
Just look at the micro precisions coming in from both Meliodas. He has gotten a 100% win ratio. He brings Meliodas way too far forward.
And Meliodas took it like a fish being baited in by a fishing rod. He wants a gummy worm, and NGX, he dangled it in front of him. A carrot on a stick that CES fell for. Media and Chan used chunk the members of CES. No Meliodas for 35 seconds. Aaron finds the flank with that Blade of the Exile, and Draw joins in with a heroic entrance. Y1 needs to disengage. The binding misses from Joshi, but Aaron will follow up. And look at his Soul Shackle. Joshi keeping all of them in place. Duckby does not stand a chance. Joshi goes golden. BMM escapes with the shadows and outplays Joshi. Draw goes down. There's a lifeline for CES.
And the rest of Nigma Galaxy couldn't afford to follow up. Too much distance created. Not even Demon Kite can actually withstand that. Gets it, goes down.
And Jamie just kills 2 of them in a blink of an eye. That's the power of the Yone.
Aaron, if they can.
I mean,
he forces a flash. He can't really close in.
Chami just finds the knockup. Dugby might not be able to survive the heat. He's burning to the ignite. The last tick actually was from Joshi. I think the Leandris was the one that does CS know about this. They have that hawk shot. They have the arrow. It checks. And it actually lands onto Joshi. That is the jungler forced to go golden in the blink of an eye. Joshi flashes away. The Baron is very low. CS, do they want to resume aggro? It seems like they cannot do this because they just lost BMM. Aaron and Chami finds the right target and also caught Melly. The taunt right on the edge.
But the base
Melly goes right down. The base is in danger, and Y1, he wants to draw some attention, but if NGX wipes out the team of CES, maybe the distraction would not work. Chami is on the case. He's back in the base. There is the Hullbreaker, but Chami should be able to deal with this. An exhausted Aaron is still too big of a threat for Genza. And the only one left alive is Y1. And he cannot stand against Chami. Yone absolutely demolishing CES. And Nigma Galaxy have found that opening into CS space. No resistance at all. And the 2-1 score will favor Nigma Galaxy in this grand finals.
It took too long for Rift Esports to buy time for Y1. And time is not of the essence. Nigma Galaxy won the team fight. And they are another step ahead of Rift Esports. 2 more games for them to lift the trophy.
You want to play NGX's game? You got to think again. Lord Chami, he knows what you're up to.
And he was the one that has been up to all these shenanigans. He knows best.
Haven't seen this champion for a very, very long time, but it does have the same properties as a Galio or a Twisted Fate. You have that global presence. NGX banking a lot of that damage output onto Aaron's Lucian.
That also means that Nigma Galaxy had not too much choice but to play Scotty there. Yeah. Shouting out for Nigma Galaxy.
It is. The coaches, both Vansu and TG, and Vansu is a dead focus. Camera's on him, but that's not the priority. The priority is to see Nigma Galaxy get another W off of Cerberus Esports. We're going into game number 4, the halfway point of this best of 7. And if NGX wins this, they put themselves literally 1 step away from crowning themselves the best team of Southeast Asia. Ooh, that title sounds sweet. The best team in the region when it's 3 days away from their 4th month series of this squad forming.
And if you tell me this a month ago, it will be a fairy tale story that couldn't happen.
I mean, this would be a super team, but you definitely wouldn't be looking at NGX's roster. It would be a super team that maybe Team Flash form, or maybe a combination of RQ and Team Flash, but definitely not NGX. Chami Shan has not been shown for a very, very long time, so these stats might be a bit outdated, but one thing is for sure, into Renekton, you are going to suffer a bit early on if Y1 decides to go aggressive. Kraken Slayer and Ignite, and Chami is already feeling the pain. And he also took Ignite for himself. And this is going to be some interesting lane though, but Hookshot is up, does miss. Dugby has the flash, holding on to it, body slam forward, get onto Aaron. Joshi arrives on the scene, but Aaron is dropping very, very low. The flash from BMM, baited out. Aaron now re-engages, has the aggression, dodges a tactical sweep. Both teams disengage.
I just love how Aaron has held the flash for such a long time, just waiting for BMM to make a move. Here comes recommitments.
Demon Kai, Flash, Binding, Spirit Fire, First Blood for NGX.
This Scuttle. Tammy should be able to hold better from here onwards, though he is going to be at one level up. Here comes Melly.
But the ton off and instantly a reckless swing from Meliodas. Y1 just tanking the tower aggro. Melio just flashes out in time, but NGX, the backup, is already arriving. CES can only settle for one plating. They got the dominance though. They flash on the Demon Kai. Ragnarok popped as well, but I'm not really sure if you can get the kill on the Demon Kai in time. A very, very audacious dive. They get Demon Kai, but it's a Trey Infernal Bomb drop, but only taking away the barrier of Aaron. Chammy also gone on, but it is a bait. Gets a ton off. Y1 will not survive this, and Chammy grabs the kill.
And what a great...
A pretty even game thus far, and Genza will be forced to flash Aaron. Once more gone on. This time Chammy will not be able to support him. Ultimatum onto Aaron, Mega Inferno Bomb on top of him, and a body slam to confirm the kill. That recall. That opens up opportunity down mid, an easy kill onto Doug B. And Genza, he wants a bit more of that damage to keep the rest of NGX away, but with Aaron showing up, Genza knows that he can't stay for much longer. BMM, hookshots in. Now gets another ultimatum onto Aaron. They want him dead. Stand United used, but it's actually onto Demon Kai. Doug B also spotted. Joshi not in the best possible spot. He's gonna go invisible, gets clipped, pinned into the wall by the explosive cast, and BMM shows up with the ultimatum again. Aaron once more trapped and instantly assassinated by CES. All 5 members show up to the fight, and Draw is forced to retreat, but Doug B, he is still around. Demon Kai out in the open. Joshi not in the best spot to tank up any crowd control. Finally, Stand United gets Channel, but Draw is so low. Joshi couldn't get any kill. The Ragnarok used as well. Chammy trying to at least hold CES back, but he's getting cut right down. A trade between him and Meliodas, and CES winning that skirmish.
And it took a little long for him to actually get it done. He was hoping to actually secure the turret as he finally find those waves. And there we go, Mega Inferno Bomb to catch out Joshi. Aaron, this time I don't think he will be able to escape.
He's 0-3 and they just want to keep punishing him.
Chammy?
They force out Chammy's Stand United. The clash actually goes wide, but he dashes straight into an Olaf. Backup is there though. It was all the rules in our NGX ready to mount a counter attack. They even protect the structure. The rest of CES, they back off, but Y1, he's playing that side lane. NGX, they gotta get things done as fast as possible because Y1 is dealing some significant damage to the structure. BMM back into the fray, exhausted, and now finally drops the ultimatum onto Demon Kai, who has no defensive utility other than the flash and still ends up escaping with his life. And throughout all of that chaos, CES, they were not able to get any trap. NGX, something needs to happen.
Something, but he would possibly wait for this very chance.
BMM hookshots in. Chammy is isolated from the team. He can't really channel that ultimate unless he finds some safe ground. Demon Kai will be the target, but he is losing so much health. The final spark doesn't get channeled in time. And CES has found a very straightforward fight. The bot tier 2 is getting dove on. A good explosive cast. Chammy flashes away. As Joshi goes golden, dodges a hookshot. Draw needs a bit more of the output. Aaron finally joins the fight, but he is also getting pelted with so much artillery from long range.
And the waves are not helping.
And Draw is gonna finally surrender his life. Double kill from Meliodas, and the bot tier 2 is also both their side lanes completely demolished. And look at that, the Mega Inferno Bomb into a Ragnarok just to take that last infinite turret, get that ultimatum onto Draw, and he is dead. Nemesis battle won by Y1, the calling unleashed by Aaron. But everyone from CES is healthy. There's no one is in risk of dying. CES have completely gained control of this game, and it is their game to lose. Flashes forward from Doug B. Aaron needs to go absolutely big, but he doesn't have much health to work with, and he needs assistance from his team. Unfortunately, all of his teammates, they all fall one by one. Y1 tries to look for the kill, and the rest of CES have completely dismantled NGX.
So Rift Esports, after the long drawn fight, you can tell that they're very ready to take on the remaining members of the Galaxy. And all that is left is just the Nexus.
BMM dives in, and the Mega Inferno Bomb just destroys Aaron. I mean, there's nothing that NGX could do in Game 4. And CES showing a different side of dominance. You said it from the draft, CES had a very robust composition, and they delivered on all fronts.
And all it took was to get a winning lane for Y1 on this Renekton. And on the second phase of the draft, they just eliminate every...
It'll be a treat to watch.
I just love how the draft is just very responsive from both ends. Now it's definitely down to that 1-1 versus Channy battle on the Baron lane. Another skill check coming up. Well, Melly will be able to seek avenues through this Yone pick.
I see you. I'm gonna send a photo to him later on.
Don't call him out like that. It's okay.
You look great.
Let him be anonymous as he wish. All right, of course, as we prepare ourselves for this game in particular, this grand finals between Cerberus Esports as well as Nightbug Galaxy, I've seen them go on exchanges point for point, and this is where the difference will be set into place. Fighting for the match point. Let's hit into the Rift.
Game 5. We have basically hit the kind of near the ending of a fairy tale, at least for both of these teams, just depending on what ending that we get. And Cerberus Esports, promising young squad, incredible aggression. NGX, the creative bunch, the macro-heavy team. And you see these two teams trading blows in the drafting phase. It is a very, very interesting sight to behold.
Yeah. Draw is an absolute matlander. You see he just basically pushes that toggle all the way upwards, just looking for that auto attack. And Duckby's like, okay.
I'm inclined to believe that he has...
I'll give her bloods.
Yeah, in this best of 7.
Make it 3 minutes.
It's a gang mid, Death Mark, BMM, about to explode. And he has no way out. First blood for Aaron in under 3 minutes.
Still 2 minutes, then, if that's the case.
Still 2 minutes. You have so much follow-up from NGX to keep him in place. Really knock him down. Both teams baiting for a kill. Y1 is the one that eats it first. Dawning Shadow used very early on, and Chammy still has that final proc of the needlework, I believe. But Y1 should be able to get out of this with the help of Genza.
Quick successive hits, but here comes BNM and the rest of Cerberus Esports. They do get their scuttle as desired.
And CES cannot spend too much time trying to protect this one structure. There is going to be disruption in the jungle. You can see Aaron has drawn 2 members away, and NGX will end up not only getting the turret, but also the dredge line and the kill onto Duckby.
He has pulled the Hourglass. That will basically go down the timer once again. Turner, but they're flashing forward for more. Y1, he did pop his grand challenge, but there's not enough minutes to do so. CS going for chase.
They get the root. Meliodas flashes forward. They want Demon Kite dead, and of course they will find it. But Meliodas now returns to a safe spot. Joshi goes golden. Does NGX have the damage? Meliodas ultimate over the wall for a double kill. Duckbeat joins in as he respawns. The ultimate is there. Meliodas with the triple, still alive. And he has enough damage to get the quad for his team. Meliodas goes big. And CES finds the ace 9 minutes in.
My goodness,
Grand degree, it is not going to be easy. He's sending 2 members down bot. BMM is going to be the target. Aaron now pops the death mark, exhausted the BMM. Demon Kai following behind. They need BMM down as soon as possible. He gets the heal from Genza. Aaron set ablaze by the ignite, but...
So this was set perfectly in time. Let's see what Joshi's got.
And Leotis instantly engages, brought down low. Aaron looks for him. And Aaron will force him away from the fight. Meanwhile, Genza will be able to take out draw. Meliodas is already out of the fight as Joshi has the Soul Shackle detached. Y1 now goes huge with the damage. Demon Kai trapped in the pit. Aaron finds a double kill, but BMM is already back in the fight. Duckby goes golden. Doesn't connect with the binding. Aaron now, it's his turn to get a triple. Duckby still alive in the backline. BMM tries to go for the execution, but doesn't have enough damage to finish off Joshi. And Aaron, he is fishing for Duckby. He has the black shield on him. Duckby turns around. Aaron turns around. Unofficial quadra with the shuriken. And of course, NGX finds the respawn. Get ready to shred some tanks.
He came back with Cyrilda.
Uh-oh, Joshi not in the right spot. Death Charge does get a couple of knockouts, but Droid's already gone from the fight. Demon Kai also not in the best spot. Can Aaron do it again? He's bringing the members of CES down low. He gets away with the shadow, turns around. He was so dead, but Demon Kai is dead to provide backup. The support system of NGX is a bit stronger. 4 kills for them, and this dragon is in the bag.
He does not go down without a fight, and Aaron has dished more than 2,000 damage by those sort of rotational spell. They don't need the smites to get this one done. But it took 2 fights to secure this Drake, and both times Nigma Galaxy
right now, and Aaron will be the one that takes on the task. But
it might be too late though.
It will take some time. Y1 is gonna get this turret. Middle lane,
what do you need?
the fight continues. Duck B needs to get away. Flash forward. And from Demon Kite, and he gets that kill. But now it's gonna be Aaron against Y1. And Aaron gets an easy solo kill. But CES was able to break the turret, the inhib turret in the bot lane.
They'll BMM is just gonna rush right in.
They will break this mid tier 2 at least. They get a binding from the wayside, and BMM gets absolutely eviscerated. They might even end up losing Genza, but he goes golden. Meliodas cannot do it all on his own. And Chami finds the triple kill. And NGX will rejoice in the crowds. The lead is now gained once more for the third time in this best of 7. NGX puts themselves one game away from calling themselves champions.
Nigma Galaxy about to wave the Filipino flag on stage, I do believe, if they do get one more win in the series. And it went down to that huge decision coming in from the rest of Rift Esports, sending Y1 down.
For the Garen, it is a pick that they don't really want to default back to, and we don't see it much on NGX because it limits what Aaron and Chami could do, but in this scenario, it will be Aaron on this Garen.
Exactly, and I think like this is just going to turn it into a typical Baron lane matchup where you just want that Hullbreaker to come into effect. But I really want to focus my attention onto
Garen Ultimate. And there are ways to catch them, right? The Morgana is a very good example. The Nautilus as well. We've seen this in that previous game. Morgana and Nautilus, you try to jump in, or they get one of either crowd control onto you, and suddenly you are gone from the game. A part of me doesn't want to see the Hullbreaker Garen. I'm more inclined to seeing the Ysera Garen. They just go full-on damage and just Beyblade people to death. I believe we saw that yesterday in the lower bracket, and that was a spectacle. But Game 6 coming right up, Nigma Galaxy against Rift Esports. One team will walk away the champions tonight, but Nigma Galaxy are one step away from doing so.
Actually, when you mentioned that, I think the likelihood of that happening is relatively high, because when you're going up against a Cassidy, you naturally do bomb lane against Nasus, but they will still commit.
A flash death charge into a dredge line. This should be first blood, but unless there's help from Genza, the binding will buy enough time to go for a trade. Now Genza needs to go to make this worthwhile. And NGX gets
out.
And Joshi getting pressure away from his own jungle. Drado in the wrong place of town. Pretty tanky right now. There is a flank coming in from Aaron. The huge Mega Inferno Bomb into just a chop of the sword. 2 members of CES taken out of the fight.
And they took this really deep dive. There's no cost.
Goes over to Meliodas. GX Death Charge straight onto Y1, followed by an easy dredge line and a couple of bombs in the face. Y1 overstay. NGX, they need this mid-tier 1. It is very crucial for them to get their hands onto it, but CES posturing for a fight, and a good binding set up by Genza enables CES to start it, but they couldn't get any kills.
All of them flash away. While there is that siege coming from Chami, nobody's going to be able to attend to it.
That's the something. And Chami is threatening to push that, to shove that wave in. CES can spread apart. Aaron gone on by Y1. It's a very split fight.
Keep your eyes on BMM though. How would he rejoin this fight? They're just dancing all around Meliodas.
Jumped on and forced backwards. Draw, again, putting his bodies forward now. Buys a bit of time with that stasis. Joshi secures the Rift Arrow, and now NGX bring this assault. Soul Shackles locking Genza in place. He has no mana to work with. Even the final spark doesn't get to be channeled fully. Genza goes down. Draw is the only sacrifice, and NGX finds an open.
Any form of damage to offer for now. Only Raw Phages as well as Seraph's Embrace. But here goes
three-man Soul Shackle from Joshi. They were hiding in the brush. CES had no idea. The guerrilla warfare from NGX is so well done. Meliodas, he goes in his out, gets silenced. Can he retract his body in time? Yes, he does. The soul returns. But the lane has been abandoned. Draw wants a bit more. Death charge into a Riptide. And they spin Genza into oblivion. And look at Chami. He's in the base. He's on top of BMM, I believe. He's getting solo kill, and BMM couldn't withstand Chami's God Staff Jax. NG. It seems like they found another victim, and this is a big one. It's BMM. He's silenced. Executed on spot.
Small little pickoffs Said it will arrive and he walks his way through draw.
They saw BMM. The Rift Esports is going to come back up. They just need to get a size onto him. Draw will follow up with his own flash. BMM sent on the run. Meliodas show up, but Aaron is in the wings. Gets the sides now. TP is channel. Big bomb. That one lands on the Genza. He needs to get away, but no. Aaron just jumps on top of him and dunks him with the sword.
That's an honest bear power play.
You can't check this, Duckby. Not like this. Absolutely tragedy. And you go on to draw, he's gonna lock you down. It's the staggering blow. Death Charge back up. Y1 on the run, but Aaron, he's just gonna Beyblade you to death. CES falling apart. And
having no way to deal with Aaron. Now, final attempt for a steal coming from Meliodas.
And he has to do this. Ultimate in, misses draw, rooted down, sent right back. Joshi secures the Baron.
Baron empowered millions as they're already marching their way through the mid lane. Duckby holding it on. The Tammy is just gonna be a solo unit army.
What a Mega Inferno Bomb Aaron is in. This could be the final fight. Nigma Galaxy, 4 months in the making, has led up to this very moment. And can you believe it, Contra? The faithful shall be rewarded. I have never doubted them. And they will be your champions for the Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals. Nigma Galaxy had absolutely done it. Goddamn champions of the Southeast Asian region. Best team of SCA. Best team of the Philippines. Best team of all time.
And the first ever champions of the Snapdragon Pro Series on their first attempt in the regional stage on an offline setting. They have never had any setting like this before. And you're telling me that they started off less than half a year ago and already lifting their very first trophy. There's only brighter future ahead for this team hailing from the Philippines, as they are currently the #1 team here in Southeast Asia, taking down the #1 seed of all the other regions involved. And it started off against Team Flash and then struck down Buriram United Esports, and the crosshairs were all shot. I mean, the perfect lower bracket run completed by Nigma Galaxy.
The fairy tale has reached its ending. The final chapter. What a poetic and happy conclusion to a journey that doesn't feel like it would even be a reality for Nigma Galaxy. It's Kingslayers incarnate.
Big congratulations for Nigma Galaxy!
เย้โอเคเชิญเลยค่ะเอาล่ะค่ะในที่สุดแมตช์อันยาวนานนะคะของในซีรีส์นี้นะคะก็มาถึงครั้งสุดท้ายแล้วนะคะที่เราได้ผู้ชัยชนะแล้วนะคะที่คว้ารางวัลนี้ไป
เป็นทีมที่พรูฟตัวเองอย่างต่อเนื่องในการแข่งขันจากสายล่างขึ้นมานะครับผม
เราเมื่อกี้เมามันมากนะ
โอเค
Okay.
Nigma Galaxy, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Here we go.
Nigma,
the moment of glory. They've waited this. Remember this date, October 16th, 2022. Nigma Galaxy, the best Wild Rift team in the entirety of Southeast Asia. 4 months together, and they've achieved such heights. Second event, first LAN appearance.
And this is merely just the beginning for Nigma Galaxy. The first of many accolades. And now, there's a new king on that throne.
And what better way to do it, not just through the lower bracket, but through the lower bracket and slaying